Bienvenue tous. Welcome to France 24's International Press View. Today with Gulliver Cragg. Gulliver, where do you want to start?
Start with the French papers today, because we've got a lot of France today. But actually, La Croix's leading article is about the plight of Christians in Iraq. La Croix is the Catholic paper here in France, and in collaboration with other Christian newspapers, they want to draw attention to the fact that in Iraq, where we hear so much about internecine violence between Muslims, the Christian minority there is suffering, especially in the north of Iraq, where the report is from, a lot of kidnappings, threats and persecution. And so it's a sort of initiative to draw attention to this issue, which is underreported, according to La Croix.
It's a great thing about La Croix. It's one of these papers that sort of puts a lot of attention on stories other papers tend to overlook.
It really does, and not only Christian stories. It's really good on foreign news generally, but the other French papers typically are much more interested in France, and actually in France 24 in particular, in the case of Libération today. You know, France 24 is going to be part of a new holding company that brings together the media broadcasting abroad from France, and the deputy head of it in charge of news is going to be Christine Ockrent. Now, for Libération, that's a little bit of a scandal, because Christine Ockrent is also the partner of the French Foreign Minister, Bernard Kouchner. To quote Libération's editorial, her professional qualities as a journalist are not in doubt, and nor is the legality of her appointment. But you can't deny the sense of unease aroused by having a foreign minister's partner take such a high position in foreign broadcasting. Ockrent herself, though, answers some of these criticisms in an interview with another newspaper, Le Parisien. She says France Monde, which is the name of the new holding company, is not directly linked to the foreign ministry in any way. It depends actually from the Prime Minister's office. It's linked to the Prime Minister's office. And she also notes that she built a career as one of France's most successful journalists completely on her own, independently of any men in her life. And she was actually working for us, for France 24, before Bernard Kouchner was appointed Foreign Minister.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could tell Christine Ockrent what to do. She's one of those people, very feisty, very strong-minded character, and not the only family-related story in the press today.
It's not. There's another family-related story causing a little bit of a controversy. Just outside Paris, in the rich suburb of Neuilly, where Nicolas Sarkozy used to be mayor. His son, Jean Sarkozy, is now running to be a councillor in the local elections there. He's only 21. He's interviewed in Le Figaro today. He tries to play it modestly, and he says, notably, my dad told me to just be myself.
Ah, just be himself. So
because his dad told him.
Because his dad told him that as well. And does he share his dad's colossal ego? Because it's fair to say the Sarkozys do have a fairly good opinion of themselves.
I don't know if I can really comment on Jean Sarkozy's ego. He certainly cuts quite a figure with his mane of
very dashing
hair.
character. I'm just jealous because he's got such great hair. Simple as that. You know. What's next, Gulliver?
Staying with Le Figaro's front page, you can see Kouchner is on there as well. Bernard Kouchner, the foreign minister, has been in South America talking to leaders in Colombia and Venezuela about the issue of the FARC hostages, and Ingrid Betancourt in particular. There's a picture of her there on the front of Le Figaro. That's big news in most of the press in South America and Spain. The other major issue for them is Cuba. Latin papers are alive with discussion of Fidel Castro's resignation, and there's quite a funny cartoon here in the Colombian paper El Tiempo, where you see the Venezuelan president Hugo Chavez looking at Fidel Castro in his wheelchair and saying, oh no, does this mean I'm going to have to give up power after 47 years as well? I should remind you, though, that Chavez admitted defeat in the referendum last year, and as things stand, he is going to have to step down in 2012.
Oh, well, there we go. We'll see what happens in 2012. Gulliver, thank you very much for that. Our international press review. You're watching France 24. Stay with us.